this video, I am going to share some tips on how to cope with stress in your day-to-day life as a call center professional. Hi there, Ninja! Welcome back to my channel. This is Rhea once again, and you're still watching Call Center Ninja, sharing with you real stories and tips to enjoy and survive your call center lifestyle. So if you're new here, please consider subscribing by clicking the red subscribe button on YouTube down below. I understand that it is very stressful to work in a call center environment. Just as a lot of jobs are probably, working in a call center can be really toxic. What with the graveyard shift and could be the changing schedules or shifting schedules, it can really take a toll on your health. And yes, you will feel stressed from time to time. And I know that because I've also been there and I've experienced to be stressed so many times during my call center life. But the good thing about this is that there are actually ways for us to deal with or to cope with stress in the workplace. Tip number one is to write it down. I'm very big on writing on paper and also diaries and journals. I have a lot of those since college, and I can actually say that I handle stress very well because I've been through so many things and so many challenges in my life since I was in high school or since I was in college, and I know that I have overcome those challenges along the way. And what I would usually do is to write down everything. So if you're not into writing, then I suggest you give it a try. And you don't even have to be a writer, you just have to write. So what I do is I get one of my notebooks, and then I would usually just write down the problems on one side, for example, and then I would write down the solutions on the other side or the other column. So once I have all the problems and all the challenges, I try to think of the solutions instead of just focusing on or lingering on that problem, which will never help. Complaining and worrying do not help at all. If there's one thing that I've learned in my life, then that's it. Complaining and worrying do not help. So it's best if you just write the problem and then come up with a solution. What are you going to do with that problem or with that pain or struggle? Even if it's not yet a long-term solution, at least have something in mind on what you're planning to do. What is your plan of action so that you can eliminate or at least reduce the effect or the impact of that problem to you. My tip number two is to confront the issue or let it go. In life, I have learned to choose my battles wisely because not everything deserves attention. So, for example, if you are stressed about something in the workplace, you have to decide, is it worth it to confront this issue and really tackle it head on? Or will it be better to just let it go? For example, if you are in a fight with someone, with a workmate or with a teammate, and of course, it generally affects your relationship with that teammate and maybe with the entire team as well. So it would be best for me to tackle it head on and confront that issue. Talk about it with your teammate. Do not deny and do not try to hide it or run away from it, because the more you run away from it, the more you will be stressed about it, stressed of thinking and worrying about it. So confront the issue at hand. What is causing the problem? And get to the root of it all and think of a solution to that problem. And if it's just something that, well, we have different issues and stressors in our life. But if, let's just say, the thing that causes you stress the most is what you're going to wear next to work because you're running out of clothes and you need to wear business casual every day, so it's going to be your outfit for the day, or what's going to be your OOTD. For me, when I worked as a trainer, it's also something that caused me stress because it's something that caused me to be stressed because I need to be on top of my game as a trainer and I need to dress well for work, but sometimes you just run out of clothes to wear. So is it something that would that I really need to stress about. So I always think of it that way. It may sound like a big issue, but really when you look at it, you can actually solve that issue and just let it go and just look for a solution. So what I do is I just try to mix and match, and sometimes I just wouldn't care if I wear the same thing within that month, for example. So it doesn't really matter as long as you look professional and you look clean when you go to work. So there, again, choose your battles wisely and either confront it or let it go. Tip number 3 is to engage in a hobby or passion or whatever you want to do that actually makes you happy. If you love to travel, you love photography. In my case, when I was still working in a call center, I loved blogging and photography. So those are the things that I did that made me happy to take away the stress of working every day in the call center. We also have to be careful because sometimes when we are stressed, we actually do stress eating, or what they call as emotional eating. So I'm stressed today, I need to eat, I need to travel, but along the way, you do not realize that you're actually spending too much and you are just making yourself miserable in the process. You also have to be careful about that. You will eat, yes, but you also have to spend in moderation, or you also have to eat in moderation, because it's a common issue for call center professionals that a lot of people actually gain weight because of stress eating, or eating too much because of the problems and the issues they encounter in lives. They also have to take a look at that kind of lifestyle. And also drinking, because as you know, it has been the culture of the call center industry or the BPO industry to go on a drinking spree or a drinking session whenever it's too stressful at work. And I can really attest to that because we've done that several times. And it's really one of the things that can relieve me of my stress, like being with my teammates, laughing with them, and going to the karaoke and singing our hearts out as much as we can. But again, let's not let's do it responsibly, because too much of it can also lead to something else, like maybe we'll run out of money, or we'll be too drunk to go to work, or things like that. So you have to be careful. Just make sure that you're doing something that makes you happy, that can also be good for you and not be harmful for your body, not harmful for you or for anyone as well. Tip number 4 is to take breaks seriously. There's a reason that we are given breaks when in the workplace. So most likely you'll have your 15-minute breaks twice a day and 1 hour lunch within the day. So when you take a break, then it's best to really take a break and just take it all in. Don't mind the sounds of your environment, like what I'm doing here right now. There are cricket sounds, sounds of the roosters, the chickens, the dogs. Be with the environment. When I take my break, I would usually go out of the office. So even though it's just 15 minutes, I'd always take advantage of it. And if it's not possible to go out of the office, let's say it's raining, or you think that 15 minutes is too short because you are located at the very topmost floor of your building, then at least leave your workstation, go to the pantry, and relax for a while. 15 minutes can be short, but if you use it wisely, then it can really help you recharge and regroup until you get back to your work. Tip number 5 is to exercise. It is a proven strategy to at least reduce the amount of stress that you feel in your system. What I personally do is I take a walk, I go outside the office, I go outside my house, and I just try to be with nature and with plants, with trees, because that's my way of removing stress in my body. And it also gives me a chance to be away from the stressors in my life, and a chance to clear out my head and think of the things that I need to do to avoid being stressed of those things that I keep on thinking about or I keep on worrying about. Tip number 6 is to have a positive mindset. I think what really helped me through it all, surviving the call center industry, is having a positive mindset. Uh, I know it must be easier said than done sometimes, but it will really help if you're optimistic about things, or if you look at the bright side of things. Like, one of the stressors that I have, or that I had when I worked as a trainer, was some trainees or students that I could not handle well because of the behavior or the attitude. And another thing is the commute or the transportation, because as you know, traffic in Cebu really sucks until now. And so those are the main stressors that I had in my life when I was working as a trainer. But through it all, I was able to keep a positive mindset and think of the bright side. Like, if I am confronted with these trainees who have attitude or behavioral problem, then I took it as a chance to make my leadership skills even better, and to think of ways on how I can manage these trainees with bad behavior or attitude. And as to the transportation issue and the traffic issue, I would always look at the bright side of things, that well, it could be worse. I could have been mugged, my house could have been on fire, or things like that could have been worse every day. But I am dealing with traffic. I know it's something that is really sad, and it is a big problem, but it's something that we cannot have a quick solution to. Always look at the bright side of things, and I will just think that if it's traffic, then I'll just bring my headset so that I can listen to music, or I use that time to doze off or to take a nap for a while, because I travel for like an hour to go to the office, and with traffic it can get up to 3 to 4 hours. So it really sucks, but keeping a positive mindset, everything will be okay, is really the way to go. Tip number 7 is talk with a friend or with anyone you can trust. If something is stressing you out, then it might be helpful to talk with someone about it instead of just keeping it to yourself. So when I was working in a call center, one of the things that really kept me there, or that really made me stay, was my team and my teammates, and the friends that I made in the workplace, the true friends that I made in the workplace. So every time I'm stressed, I would always go to them and speak with them about my issues, my concerns about work, and with everything. And we'd just go out of the office, eat out, and talk about everything under the sun and whatever stresses us. And so it's like a support group. So they would tell me what they think, or they would tell me what they thought about the issue, and they would offer suggestions or solutions, which I'm very grateful about, because at least you have a few people you can trust who would actually listen to you, and who can offer, or who could offer some of the best solutions to help you with the stressors in your life. And that's about it for today. I know that stress is kind of a sensitive thing, or it can be a heavy topic to talk about, but we need to talk about it because it's really part of our daily life, in the workplace and even at home. But always remember that good stress can actually help you improve and be more dedicated to your work. And what we need to avoid is the bad stress that can always bring us down and keep us worrying and thinking about things, and would often distract us from working or performing well in the office. So there, I hope you've learned something about that. And if you haven't subscribed yet, for more videos, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Just click the red subscribe button. If you have comments, suggestions, go ahead and comment them down below. And don't forget, I have videos every Wednesdays and every Friday. So see you again, and take care. Bye-bye.